These are the distinctions that I'm going to discuss with you that get subsumed under the term empathy or sympathy, and with different writers not realizing they're talking about different facets or really, I think, different phenomena. Emotional recognition is the easiest and it's the first. It's a sine qua non. You have to know how another person is feeling. Most people don't need to be taught that. That appears to be the case. Some people need to be taught what to do when you realize how another person feels. People with Asperger's, autism, or schizophrenia do need to be taught emotional recognition. We have a tool on the internet that other scientists have shown brings them to the level of a normal person in less than an hour. So realize that the torturer needs emotional recognition. To know how you feel doesn't imply whether I'm going to try to relieve your suffering or inflict it or just have no concern. But if I don't know how you're feeling, everything else falls by the wayside. So let's talk about emotional resonance. Now, I'd like to distinguish two types of resonance. One, when you realize that someone is in pain, feeling anguish, you can have that same feeling and resonate to it and actually physically experience it from what we can tell by measures of physiology, that you have the same. Darwin and the Dalai Lama are right. That I would call identical resonance. But when you say, oh, you poor baby, I'm so sorry you're feeling that way. What can I do to help you? I'll call that reactive resonance. I don't feel their pain. I have an emotion in response to their pain. Everybody loves people who resonate. If you are, like my daughter, an emergency room worker in San Francisco's only trauma center, if you feel their pain 8 or 12 hours a day, you'll burn out. The Dalai Lama says he feels the pain, but just very slightly and just for a few seconds. It passes. Incidentally, not everybody resonates. There's reason to believe that people with antisocial personality don't resonate. But they're able to act as if they resonate because they know other people like it, and that allows them to manipulate. But if you actually look what's really occurring within them, they don't resonate. They wouldn't be able to do what they do if they resonated. So resonance is crucial to our relationships with our loved ones, with those we care about. And it's a vital step in the views of both Darwin and the Dalai Lama on the path to familial, global, sentient, and heroic. So let's move on to those. Familial is given. The seed is both Darwin and the Dalai Lama say it's mother-infant. But to be politically correct, I'll say caregiver, offspring. It raises very interesting questions about infants who are brought up without a single caregiver. Infants who are brought up with a parent who has a very distant attachment. What do we know about their capacity for familial, let alone the others? What the Dalai Lama and Darwin would say is there are going to be problems. That's the seed. The flower won't grow without the seed. I don't know whether they're right. That's an empirical question.